All right, what's up, everyone? Oh, wow, I just hit puberty. My voice is cracked right off the bat. It's kind of early, I guess. That's why I just got up not too long ago, but I got up because I'm pretty excited. Now, yes, the tripod did finally break fully. So now what I'm doing is I have the cell phone in its holder, and I'm using that round thing, like the light, as a steering wheel. That's how I'm holding this now, and it's actually doing better than me holding the cell phone, because after a while my hand gets a bit shaky doing that because I'm using one hand. I'm using both hands like I'm driving a car right now, so it's a little easier to hold on to this. But exciting mail day today. I got 2 magazines in. One I already owned. It was from 1991, so I didn't need it. It's really good shape, so I'm going to be throwing it up on eBay. And a shout out to whoever that eBay seller was out there who contacted me asking me if I'm Jammer from this YouTube channel. He sent me a message a few nights ago, and he's like, are you that Jammer guy from the YouTube magazine thing? I'm like, yeah, that's me. But I just got done talking about 1986, right? I got done talking about that, saying how I doubt I'll find any. Well, with luck, I found the 1991 magazine and one from 1986 together. I got them for like best offer, like $15 or something like that. But here it is. That one, look at that. That is from February, March, 86. And it is in really decent condition for how old it is. As you can see, it's got some, creases at the top, but I can overlook that. There's one page in there that's loose. It's the middle page because they ripped out the catalog. That part kind of sucks that there's no catalog. But I can overlook that too, because I can't believe I own this magazine just because of how old it is. And like I said, I thought the 84s, I never thought I was going to own an 84. And 85s were also pretty much like, I don't know, maybe I'll get one if I'm lucky down the road. But I thought I might be able to get some 86s. I did think that. I wasn't entirely sure because I was pretty content with what I had. I knew I had the October, November 86. I had the December 86 / January 87. This is February, March. This is the Hulkster, baby. This is so cool. So I'm glad I got this. It's going to, go nicely in the collection. Let's take a look and see. So look at that. That's so cool. Like, it's just little things like that make this magazine, and plus, like, make the magazine look really cool. And look at this. You get stuff like an article on Special Delivery Jones. Like, really? It's insane. And look at that. There's something for all the wrestling figure fans right there. How do you get a wrestler in a mailbox? Andre the Giant, Big John Studd, Hulk Hogan, the Iron Sheik, and Jimmy Superfly Snuka was the first wave of the LJNs. You can get them for $11.95 here. So I'm not too sure who sent them out. Did WWF send them out? Like, was it from their official catalog? Yeah, WWF merchandise department, post office. That's pretty cool. And then, of course, an article here on the managers. I just love, so the reason why I love these old magazines was before the WWE network came around, and before torrent sites even, right? We all know what torrent sites are. I'm sure we've all used them at least once in our life to get something. This was like as close as I was going to get to see what happened back in this era, unless I had rented an old WWF Coliseum video, or I owned one, or I got one through a tape trade. But even then, you just saw what they put on the tape. This kind of gave a interesting look into like a different way of the WWF stuff that you probably wouldn't have seen on TV, or maybe it is stuff that you've missed on TV. Like, this is from Saturday Night's Main Event, so that's kind of neat that they're showing this. Here's where the magazine is kind of out of, but that's okay. That's okay. And then you get the thing on Uncle Elmer getting married on Saturday Night's Main Event. And you can win win the lunch contest. This was like the first one, I guess. She was the one that won it with Wendy Richter. And this is interesting. I believe this looks like to be the first Battle of the Titans, because it says here, this is the first in a new series of retrospectives on recent important World Wrestling Federation bouts and their significance for the future. Now, this is talking about Richter taking the title from Moolah, which happened in 84, which I thought, well, that was kind of weird. This is 86, this magazine. But then it all leads up to this one here. Special news flash: the Spider, Moolah, no question, she's the champ because of taking it back from Richter at Madison Square Garden. Looks like there's a comic as well in here. Let's see if this is funny. Moose Malone and I are being honored tonight as Wrestlers of the Year. How does my outfit look, Norm? It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Ready to go, Ralph? Correction. Well, maybe comics were a lot funnier in 1986 than now, because that wasn't that funny. Oh, yeah, and of course, the passing of Rick McGraw. Quick draw, Rick McGraw passed away. He was only 30 years old, it looks like. Or maybe 29, depending when his birthday was. But I remember him on some of the old primetime wrestling things. I remember seeing him wrestle. Thanks to the network, right? Some more. Man, Vince McMahon loved the Hillbillies. Here they are again. And we have the Wrestling Classic talk in here. That's where Junkyard Dog won the tournament. Other wrestlers in the tournament were Corporal Kirshner, Tito Santana, Davey Boy Smith, the Iron Sheik, Ivan Putski, Cowboy Bob Orton, the Dynamite Kid, Magnificent Morocco, Adrian Adonis, Nikolai Volkov, Rick Steamboat, Paul Orndorff, Moondog Spot, Randy Macho Man Savage, and Terry Funk. And I wonder if Nikolai Volkov did his Nikolai Kickalai. That would be his finishing move on the retro Hasbro figure. That's what he's known for, the Nikolai Kickalai. So maybe he got to do it, but I don't think he did. He lost in like 10 seconds to the Dynamite Kid. Gorilla and Jesse were the commentators that night for the pay-per-view. That was the first ever pay-per-view, by the way, that the WWF ever did. Not WrestleMania 1. WrestleMania 1 was closed circuit. So the first pay-per-view was actually the Wrestling Classic, which I think was also called like WrestleVision, I believe. Adrian Adonis. So Adrian here getting ready to become a more flamboyant personality, if I can be so, brave to use that term for it. He's definitely not going to be the New York ass kicker much longer, is he? Here we got Captain Lou Albano doing stuff as per usual. Captain Lou always trying to help out the New York, what do you want to call it? Like Salvation Armies or stuff. Anything that has to do with like donations and all that. Captain Lou is always the main guy in that. And of course, the back here talking about TNT on Friday nights on USA Network. Why? So I always thought it was stood for Tuesday Night Titans. So TNT on Friday. I guess they moved it to Friday. Wouldn't it be called FNF Friday or FNT Friday Night Titans? So there it is. Kind of cool. I didn't think I'd ever own like a magazine from early '86. I knew, like I said, I had some from '86. I figured I might be able to snag that Bundy cover. It usually lingers around on the internet at times. It will pop up and sell pretty fast when it does. But I remember someone was selling the WrestleMania 2 results WWF magazine, but it was graded and they wanted like I think it was like $2,999 or something. How freaking stupid is that? No one's going to buy that shit. No one cares about graded magazines. Stop that. Graded cards, I understand. Like I've said before, you can see the front and you can see the back of a graded card. You're not missing anything in between. So I understand that a little bit more. And yes, I will probably own a graded hockey card in my life before I die. My favorite hockey player was Mark Recchi from the Pittsburgh Penguins. And from like various other teams he played for too. But Mark Recchi was always my favorite hockey player. And I've looked up. He's got some graded rookie cards from 1991. They're not that expensive. So yeah, I'm probably going to own some Mark Recchi graded cards in my life before I die. I will never own a graded wrestling magazine. The whole point is to open up and look through it if you want to. You can't if it's stuck in a plastic case. So you people out there who are grading your wrestling magazines, hoping to get big money for it, just stop. And please, why collect it? Why waste money collecting something like that? I don't get it. You could spend $3,000 to probably buy, 500, 600 wrestling magazines you can look through instead of buying one that's in a plastic hard case that you can never look at. That's ridiculous. All right, that's my rant there. But pretty excited about this one. And I should have another wrestling magazine coming in early next week. It's coming from British Columbia, and I'm in Ontario, so that takes a little bit. That's like east and west right there, We're Ontario is kind of cool. Like we're kind of like in the middle of Canada for anyone who lives outside of Canada and doesn't really know the country that well. But the problem is that sometimes living in the middle, it's okay, but we still take a while to get stuff because either it's coming really far from the east or really far from the west. So it's not like if I lived in Alberta and I got it, I could probably get it like in 2 days from British Columbia. But living in Ontario is probably going to take 4 to 5 days. So I ordered it, I think on the weekend. So, I mean, it could be in tomorrow. I'm not going to hold my breath. I'm still thinking I'm going to see it Monday or Tuesday. But it's another magazine that I needed for the collection, so that would be cool to see. And yeah, so right now I've hit a dry spell on finding stuff and selling stuff. My wrestling magazines aren't really selling right now. I don't know. I guess maybe because in Canada, well, especially in Ontario, I don't know if it's all of Canada because the provinces are different here. I remember in January we had free money come in from the government. They do this every 4 months. There's like a GST tax we get and like a grocery tax and another tax. I think it's called a carbon tax or something, or I don't know. It's something to do with like where we live, the air's bad, so they pretty much give us money in case we get cancer and die or something. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's our prime minister's way of trying to, save face with everything. So here's free $130. So every 4 months, stuff gets bought up a little easier, I think, because there's more expendable money to be used compared to the months where you're just using your paycheck money. So I'm thinking that April, I might have a better chance, or even March, because income tax money will be coming back. And I know people like to blow their income tax money. And hopefully they blow it on my wrestling magazines, which, by the way, are $20 each on eBay or $10 on Facebook Marketplace. And like I said before, I had to do that because eBay take a cut. Like I said, I sold 4 magazines at $80, and they took like 14 or 15 bucks. I think I only made like $66 off 4 magazines. Plus I had free shipping. So I used $20 of that to ship them out because I needed tracking. So I only really made $44. So I didn't really make anything extra as I would on Marketplace, right? I made like a few dollars extra. So it wasn't even really worth it, but they sold on there. So I guess it is worth it to a point. So that's it for today. So yeah, thank you to everyone who's been commenting and following me on here. If anyone out there who has any ideas of videos they want to see, let me know. Leave it in the comment. If you guys want to see on a certain wrestler or a look through a certain magazine like I just did today, just let me know and I'll see what I can do. We'll go from there. So, all right, until I do my next one, I'll talk to you guys later.